Free agency is literally a month away. Tampering starts in a month. And the trade rumors are already starting. Let's talk about this. What is up, Finn fans? First and foremost, I do apologize yet again for some audio issues. It isn't the microphone, it's the uploading process. Because normally I record these, I watch them, I edit them, and then I upload them, and they are fine. Something is happening in the uploading process of going from my computer up to YouTube's world and then out to you guys. So I will look into it. Hopefully this audio isn't poo-poo, doo-doo, poo-poo shire. But I will look into all that. I do apologize. And it was like 2 blips in yesterday's video. And then I think before the video before there was something going on. I'm on it. I promise you I'm on it. I'm also on the background. If you notice, I had a few more pieces. I don't like how plain this looks. I did like having the flag there. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Maybe put like some images in here. I'm thinking I'm going to put the wrestling belt up here. It's on the ground right now. Anyway. Again, apologies. So we're going to jump into this. And, you know, a lot that happens from now until the start of free agency or the start of the tampering period, because I have a video coming out talking about the important dates. The 4th to 12th, I think, of March, the 11th or 12th of March is when free agency starts. I think it's the Tuesday, the 11th is when free agency starts, right? You get that tampering window that starts around Sunday. You get those 2 days of tampering. So from now until the tampering, until things start to really happen, no trades can happen. First and foremost, nothing can happen from now until the start of the season. No trades can happen. Nothing. Plain and simple. One more time, I'm going to say it. Nothing. You know what? Let's talk about important dates. So let me share my screen with you guys. Now you can hear me again. January. So we are now sitting at February 18th is the beginning. This date, the clubs can designate for franchise or transition players. So on next Tuesday is when they could do that. Then the 24th to the 3rd of March. So coming up is the combine, which is 2 weeks. Wow, combine's coming up quick. Then March 4th is the deadline to put the franchise tag or transition tag on players. That doesn't mean so you could put it on the player, but they still have a hot minute till they have to sign them. March 10th to the 12th is the negotiating period. This period begins 12 noon New York time on March 10th. And then March 12th is the beginning of the league year. So March 12th, that Wednesday, is the beginning of the league year. So the 10th to the 12th is that tampering period, essentially. No prospect, unrestricted free agent is permitted to execute a contract with no club until 4 p.m. on March 12th. So they can come to some type of agreement, but they can't do much. Then March 30th to the 2nd is the annual league meeting. Then April 7th, clubs that hired a new head coach begin offseason work. Then the 16th is the deadline for clubs to time a test visit, interview, conduct physicals with draft eligible players. So the 16th is when they can start meeting with them. The 18th is the deadline for restricted free agents to sign their offers. So again, they have until Tuesday the 18th until April the 18th. So they have about 2 months to sign that contract. 21st clubs with returning head coaches can start their offseason. So OTAs will start on the 21st of April. 23rd is the deadline for first refusal to restricted free agents. And then the draft in Wisconsin is the 24th to the 26th. And then you have all these other dates, which essentially is mandatory mini camps. And then you have training camp and then all that other stuff. But the important dates in a nutshell is franchise tags on the 18th, March 10th to the 12th, tampering. The 12th is the start of the league year. The combine is the 30th to the 2nd. Then the draft is the 24th to the 26th. Those are important dates. And then, like I said, like the 21st is when OTAs start, and the 16th is OTAs for new head coaches, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So those are the important dates to know. So let's get into the fat meat of this video and essentially the trade rumors for the Miami Dolphins. And they're kind of already starting to swirl and whirl and womb and scubadoom. I don't know what I'm saying, but they are starting to swirl. Now, when Myles Garrett initiated that he would like to be traded from Cleveland, Dolphins were linked, right? This article from the Miami Herald from Greg Cote said immediate betting odds on landing a spot for Garrett reflects how Miami may be a long shot, but a plausible one. Fins are given a 16-1 odd that ranks 10th or the upper third of possibilities. So obviously he became available. There was the whole idea of, what do the Dolphins want to do with Chubb? Jalen Phillips can't stay healthy. Could they trade? Could they trade? Could they trade? Could they trade? So there's that one. Then there's this one. And this one came out on January 22nd. And I didn't talk about it, but obviously more trade rumors. Not rumors, but this one is a trade proposal from Nick Wright of First Things First, and he said Wright suggests that the Dolphins trade Tua Tagovailoa to the Rams to boost their Super Bowl hopes. I have one for one quarterback trade that I would put a call in on. I might call Miami and say Stafford for Tua. If the Dolphins are like, man, we've got maybe one more year before Tyreek burns the building down, we have all these weapons, like we're trying to win now. If you're Miami, they would be admitting defeat on Tua. They're just trying to go for it right now. So essentially what he's suggesting is a 1-for-1 Miami Dolphins trade for Tua Tagovailoa. Just, Dolphins trade Tua, we get Stafford. 1-for-1. You would eat a lot of dead cap. Like a lot of dead cap in that situation, unless you can somehow figure out in the trade that they take on a portion of his contract, because I've talked to you guys ad nauseum about Tua's contract and how if you try to trade him, you're looking at negative $19 million and a dead cap of $58.6 million. If you do it post June 1st, after the draft, you're still looking at a fat dead cap in 2026, but you save about $26 million this year. So it's a big old pain in the butt. So I don't see that one happening. Again, Nick Wright is kind of just throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. Then there's the big one that probably a lot of people are now talking about, and that is from Bill Simmons. And I will show you right here. This is Bill Simmons, and this is what he had to say.
Our laugh this draft. Looks like they hit the worthy pick, but the offensive line is like really rough. There's other teams coming. The Chargers are going to be better. We saw Tyreek Hill on Friday. I was trying to get him to come to the Pats. Wasn't happening, but there was a team.
Are you going to tell him what he said afterwards?
What did he say after?
I said, come to the Cowboys. And then he did the eyes thing. Like, I'm looking at you. I said, you may have to be our running back too. He's like, that's all right. I'm ready. So here we go. That is good news for Dallas.
Well, and then somebody that was with him was like, watch out for the Chargers, and walked off. I was like, what do you mean?
It's things like this that it's like Tyreek Hill is dangerous. He's a great player on the field. Like I said, dangerous with his speed and all that stuff. It's the headaches. It's the headaches that are we're tired of it. Like, why are you making these not actions, but these like hints with the Cowboys, and then one of your guys is like, watch out for the Chargers, and walked off. Like, why? Because you're saying it to two guys that are, TV personalities, and they're going to tell everybody about it. Now, are the Dolphins going to trade him? Again, if they do trade him, and I will show you his contract as well. If they do trade Tyreek Hill, it probably would have to be a post-June 1st trade, because he has another contract that isn't great for the Miami Dolphins. Now, if they did it next year, yeah, you're saving a ton of money. But if they trade him, they're only saving $400,000. If they wait till after the draft, they save about 15.9. So, they would wait if I'm the Dolphins. And that could bode well for the incoming GM and head coach if 2025 falls apart, and I've already made a video about that if you want to go watch it, it would completely help them, because then all of a sudden you got draft capital in 2026. But you're going to hear a lot of this. You're going to hear trade rumors. You know, a lot of guys are going to start becoming available via the trade. This is the time where the season's over, right? The season ended on Sunday. It's, you know, this isn't the dead time though. This is where rumors ramp up. This is where at the combine, even more rumors ramping up, because at the combine in 2 weeks, you have the agents talking with general managers. They're not supposed to, but they do at the combine, because the same agents for these Tyreek Hill and Athletes First with Tua and, you know, all these other agents are now agents for these incoming draftees. So they'll talk to agents here and there. They'll say, hey, you know, they go to the GMs. What do you think about, you know, could you pull off getting Tyreek? And I don't know, man, what would the Dolphins want? And, you know, we'll have to figure those things out. But Tyreek would love to play for blank team and this, and that. And, you know, it would be a lot of talking, a lot of illegal tampering happens at the combine. That it's a big old hush hush. It's like Vegas. What happens at the combine stays at the combine. But there's a lot of talking. And these rumors will ramp up during the combine and after the combine, because after the combine, it's like essentially like a week until the tampering period opens. So you get that week of, you know, oh, so, you know, we already have Buffalo being interested in T. Higgins and Hollywood Brown. And, you know, you're already having these things start to flare up that these teams are interested in so-and-so. And a lot of them are the agents putting that out to get traction for their clients. So I'm just letting you know, there's going to be a lot of rumors. I will talk about them if they seem plausible, like the whole Tua for Stafford thing ain't happening. It's just not. It's not feasible. You know, it'd have to happen post June 1st, and the Dolphins would take a huge dead cap. So, you know, it's not possible. But, you know, there's going to be a lot, and I'm going to talk about them if they're feasible. Like I said, the one with Nick Wright and his suggestion happened in January, and I was like, I ain't talking about this, but it kind of coincides with me giving you examples of rumors that will be out there for all these different people to do all these different things. So comment below. Put your thoughts on another rumor out there for Tyreek. What are your thoughts on, what are you looking for? All that stuff. And again, I apologize for the audio. Pretty sure this one's good. We'll see with the upload. But comment below. Let me know. I have a couple videos planned for this week. I want to talk about the AFC East in general. We're going to talk about the cut signs, Then the week of the combine, we're going to talk about the combine best performers in each day. I'm going to talk about them like the next day. I'm not going to talk about them that day, or maybe I will talk about them that day. And then once the free agency is over, I go right into draft stuff. I will have Bro Schmo on. I'll have Reason on. They're really good draft guys to help us understand who's kind of underdog and stuff like that. I'll be live for the draft, you know, all that great stuff. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 51,000. We are very close to 51,000, which means we are 49,000 away from breaking 100,000. Road to 100K. But I'll see all you all. That's not English. Tomorrow, per usual, stay classy and fins up.